Water, the liquid of life, has been the major source of generating electricity in India. In Karnataka alone, about 6,500 megawatts of power is being utilized for various activities. A deficit of 1,000 megawatts is made up by borrowing power from other states. It is estimated that the demand for power in Karnataka would shoot up to 12,000 megawatts by 2012. Power pundits are of the opinion that the conventional energy sources wouldn't serve to achieve the fixed target of generating power by the year 2012. On the global scale, our population is about 15% of the world, and our share in power generation is only 3.5%. The abnormal gap between the demand for power and the supply presents an alarmingly bleak scenario. As the progress of any country largely depends upon its capacity to generate power. It is in this background the search for alternate sources of energy has gained momentum. Hence, the emphasis on non-conventional sources of energy like solar energy, wind energy, and also on miniature power plants, which have appeared as a ray of hope in this grave situation. But can they see us through to a brighter tomorrow? Yes, of course. Here we present an illuminating example of Mr. Ratnakar. Mr. Ratnakar lives in a remote, serene, small village called Jaipura in Koppa Taluk in the district of Chikmagalur. Ratnakar basically is an agriculturist. Like all villages in the outback elsewhere, Jaipura was also deprived of electrical power and the facilities that came with it. In the absence of state power supply network and the dire need for power triggered off the inventive spirits in Ratnakar, and he designed the turbo generator. Idle generator in the backyard? That's exactly what he dreamt of and realized his dream through a number of vain attempts. Generating power is not an easy process. It involves a complex installation and distribution network. But the turbo generator designed by Mr. Ratnakar is relatively simple. It can be installed at any strategically convenient place across the streams and rivers that flow down along the slopes of the hilly region. Power is generated and supplied to the consumer through a simple network. The turbo generator is an ideal choice in the hilly region where the houses are dotted here and there. And it is a highly difficult task to supply power to a conventional state power supply system which is not economically viable too. Even if supplied, it would be difficult to maintain in the hilly terrain as it's prone to landslides, resulting in power shutdown for weeks on end. With all these challenges, supplying power to villages like Jaipura was a distant dream. But Mr. Ratnakar had other ideas. He championed the cause of such power-deprived villages by providing power generated through indigenous technology. Ratnakar's relatively simple turbo generator system is most suitable to the region, environment friendly, and most importantly, affordable. Ratnakar has not only supplied quality power and illuminated the region, but also introduced self-reliance by way of manufacturing and supplying these indigenous turbo generators. Choose a convenient place close to a stream or a rivulet which flows all through the year and build a check dam. Down below this mini reservoir, install the turbo generator. Water is passed through a 3-inch diameter pipe to the turbo generator. The gushing water turns the turbine, and as it reaches 1000 RPM, electricity is generated. The power can be directly supplied to homes through suitable wiring network. Bulbs and tube lights can be lit, fans and mixies can be operated, and TVs can also be used.
ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನವರಿಂದ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಆದ ಲೈಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಟೇ ಬರ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ವಾರದಲ್ಲಿ 2 ದಿನ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಇತ್ತು. ಆ ಥರ ಆಗಿ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಟರ್ಬೋ ಹೇಳಿ ಟರ್ಬೋ ಅವರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಹಚ್ಕೊಂಡದ್ದು.
ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತವರೆಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಲಿ, 3 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದನೂ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ನಮಗೆ ಬೆಳಕು ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನೇಲೂ ಇದು ಹೋದ್ರು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎನಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಂತಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ, ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಮನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಮನೇಲಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ.
Supply of power can be stopped by simply cutting off the water supply to the turbo generator by closing the valve. The turbo generator is an eco-friendly means of generating power without pollution and destruction to the environment. Since the water is not polluted during the power generation, the same can be used for agriculture. Villages in the hilly Malnad region are deprived of many civic amenities that come along with electricity. The village Jaipura could not even boast of a simple flour mill. This flour mill, devised by Mr. Ratnakar, has saved their time and labor of walking a few kilometers to get the grains floured. The flour mill does not require electrical power to run. The water-driven turbine runs the mill. The machine can turn 10 to 15 kgs of grain into flour per hour at a cost of 1.50 paise per kg. This indigenous mill has given a full-time employment to a person in the village. If the place is endowed with sufficient water resource, one can even generate 3-phase power with 440 volts. A pump set can also be run by this turbo generator. Without much maintenance cost, this turbo generator is an economical and unique machine. Depending upon the quantity of available water resource and its pressure, power can be generated to suit one's needs. The proprietors of local tea estates have made the best use of this turbo generator. They have preferred this environment-friendly generators to the polluting huge diesel generators. Now, the tea estates enjoy uninterrupted 24-hour power supply through which computers and other appliances can be operated without much difficulty.
In these days, we suffer without power, and being a corporate sector, we used to generate power, and the cost of generating power is really, really high. So I got in touch with Mr. Ratnakar, who produces this turbine power. 2 years back, we installed this turbine power with a minimum investment of about 35,000 rupees. And to be honest, I must say that we have got this investment, we got it back within 2 years.
Mr. Ratnakar improvises upon his generators depending upon the needs of the client, and each turbo generator is different from the previous one in its own way. Mr. Ratnakar has assembled 154 turbo generators till date and installed them in places where the state power supply systems could not dare because of the challenging hillscape and the cost involved. Mr. Ratnakar has conducted a survey in the districts of South Canara, North Canara, Chikmagalur and Coorg. As per his estimate, Karnataka has sufficient water resources for about 73,000 turbo generator installations. Thus, by proper utilization of natural resource, hundreds of rural youth can be employed in the country. Government of India has honored Mr. Ratnakar by conferring upon him an award given by the National Innovation Foundation, Ahmedabad, for his efforts to conserve environment. Unfortunately, there is not much of an awareness regarding utilization of unconventional energy sources in the country. Even the policy makers seem to have fallen a prey to the misconceptions surrounding unconventional energy sources. They are preoccupied with the idea that the unconventional energy source is a fantastic concept, but not a viable proposition in practice.
ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇ ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಸುಮಾರು 40% ಭಾಗ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಾಡಿನ ಜನರು ಪರಿಹಾರವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮದರ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ.
Mr. Ratnakar has shown the way. He has broken the myth. Will the world notice and take a cue from it?